I'm here with James for match day 1 of 38. We got there in the end. Big delay at the start. We were told that there was problems with the ticket machines and all the rest of it. But we got there in the end. I'll just start by saying we got off to a half-decent start. We was in full control in terms of possession. Not too many chances created. But then the game burst into life after about 20-odd minutes. We got that first goal. And then the second goal by Saka was a sublime effort. 2-0 up, going into half-time, you're thinking, right, we're going to come out and really put it on these guys. Didn't quite happen that way. In fact, Forest got a goal in the second half, and I wouldn't say had us holding on at the end, but, you know.
Yeah.
It was a little nervy. James, what's your thoughts?
Ooh, well, you always got to enjoy 3 points. And I think you can make more excuses than for most other games when it's the opening game of the season. And Arteta tried different things today. You know, he tried Saliba and White as a centre-back partnership. He tried Timber as a left-back when not inverting, but actually more as a back three. You had Partey at right back, you had Rice as the 6, you had Havertz as the 8. And then in the second half, we started to see actually it looked like a 3-4-3 diamond where Havertz was at the top and Rice was actually playing box-to-box, and he got that shot on goal that hit the post, good save from Turner. And then he had another effort he probably could have done better with. I don't think the performance was bad. I think the performance was out of 10 a 6. A 6 out of 10 performance, it was fine. It was better than fine, it was good. But when you can see that goal and you don't have that killer instinct to really finish the game, you know, then you start to go, oh, you know, actually, could we have done a little bit more? It's a bit of brilliance from Martinelli that, you know, allows Eddie to get in that position and score. Well done, Eddie. And it's Saka from distance that puts us 2-0 up. You know, those are moments of magic. It's not Arsenal really being electric in our sort of combination play that cuts them open. But sometimes you need that because they're always going to have a deep block, Forest, and they're always going to be difficult to break down. I hope for a little bit better, but I predicted a nervy 3-1, and what I meant by that was it might look a little like we're not really at it, but we just pull away at the end, and we nearly got that game. So it's not miles away from what I expected, but Arsenal will for sure have levels to go, and I think Arteta will know that there is a plan like last week against City he can revert back to when he's sort of tweaking for things like today, and it doesn't look so perfect.
Okay, so you mentioned team selection. That was one of the questions I was going to ask you. 2 notable changes. We had Partey coming in for Gabriel at right back. Now, that did surprise a few people. And we had Eddie up top. Again, that would have surprised a few people, not so much me. A lot of people were calling for Trossard to start, or even Havertz. So what did you think of those changes and how did they work?
Well, it's quite far from what we saw last week against City. You know, it's Havertz now dropping into midfield. It's basically, you know, Rice and Partey sitting because Partey's inverting. It's Eddie leading the line because I think they feel that there's probably plenty of supply around. So you need someone who's going to put it in the back of the net. You know, what I think of the changes, they were fine. Like, I think Trossard's got to get into this team. Again, he came on and looked very good. You know, his touches, his work rate, winning the ball back, that burst of pace as well. Trossard's got to get a start at some point because I just think he's the form player. Forget systems, or whether it's Eddie you want leading the line or whatever. You just got to find, if you keep tweaking, then you've got to tweak in a way that gets Trossard into this 11 for me. And I actually haven't said that before now. Watching the Barcelona game and watching the Community Shield, I just think he's super technical, super talented. But yeah, the 11 was him trying different things. Yeah, I was surprised. But everyone did okay. I thought Havertz did okay. The work, he's trying, he's working hard. I don't think it comes that naturally to him, but he is trying, he's working hard. Eddie did okay. I sort of agree with Turkish's assessment on the watch-along about Eddie's performance. He got the goal. But was he the focal point? Did he make things happen from the front? I'm not so sure, but he did his job, which is score, get into good positions, worked very hard. You never take that from him. Some nice hold-up play, but I just felt like there were disconnections across the pitch. I felt where we were more familiar with each other, Ødegaard, Saka, Rice, that was all ticking, that was all nice. Whereas when it was Timber, Rice, Martinelli, players that haven't played as much together, Havertz there as well, it just didn't look quite as fluid. And you can add Partey on the right-hand side as well. So Arsenal are just forming new connections and building new things.
Yeah, it's the first game of the season and the manager's perfectly entitled to try things. Got to ask you, because bit of a worry to see Jurrien Timber come off. I mean, he's been outstanding in pre-season. He looked good again today. What's your thoughts on that possible injury to him?
Well, we hope it's nothing serious because, you know, it's a tackle he makes in the first half, not a yellow card, by the way, but oh well. And he's sort of got this knee problem. And then he comes out in the second half. We were saying, well, that's encouraging. But actually what he does is he stops It's not collision or anything. He stops, and both didn't look like it had anything to do with collision. So that's slightly concerning, but he did limp off, and he was able to play through it a little bit before. I'm hoping he's not aggravated it, and listen, I'm no doctor, but hopefully, or physio, but hopefully it's fine.
Do you think, though, if he's not able to make it next week, who would you like to see in that position for the next game?
He brought on Tomiyasu, but I think Palace away are a different prospect. There's going to be a little bit more off the ball defending. I think we need a little bit more of a shape. Away from home, naturally, we've got to do that. So I think it's a case of bringing Gabriel back in, and maybe it's got to be Tomiyasu at left back. Maybe Zinchenko's fit. In fact, Zinchenko's got 9 days to get fit for that. He came back into training last week. So I would actually be quite confident Zinchenko might start that game, and then we kind of go back to what we saw last season, and I think Arsenal could do with that. And obviously we need to find out more about Jesus. So bring Gabriel back in. I thought he was missed today, Gabriel. I know we didn't defend badly. Yeah. We did on the goal, but I think just that like commanding dominance from the back, and Saliba did well, but just to really kill the hopes of Forest players every time they came forward. They didn't really do much, but they did something, which was a goal. So, you know. And
I've got to ask you, City won last night, we won today. City, we think, are going to be one of our main rivals. Are you happy with what you saw today going forward?
Yeah, I mean, football's funny, right? Because I thought Burnley had a lot more better chances against City. They had a couple openings, played some good football, cut them open. I didn't feel Forest ever cut us open. I think from a counter-attack, they drove up the pitch and it was bad defending to concede. But then we win 2-1, they win 3-0, so you're naturally more impressed by City. Both teams, I think, didn't look anywhere near their very, very best that they showed last season, but will just be very happy they got the 3 points. City happier because they got 3 goals, a clean sheet, and Haaland scoring again. But listen, start of the season, just pick up momentum. There are going to be shocks this weekend where some big teams don't get the points and they're playing catch-up already. We're not one of them. That's good.
Okay, thank you very much, James.
Thank you,
Off to a winning start.
Appreciate it.
Welcome back to the Forever Arsenal podcast.
Black, white, young, old, Lee's on there. Disabled, abled, man. Well, it doesn't.
Smith Rowe didn't get a minute yesterday. Not a minute that needs minutes. Where's he going to get his minutes from now? Get your notifications on, ladies and gentlemen. Tactical's out tomorrow.
I think the idea of Mesut Ozil was better than the actual reality of Ozil at Arsenal.
Your mic, not turn your camera off.
For the audio listeners, Lee's in pieces. Lee's in pieces.
Sorry about that.